Hello, this is Carl's Mustang, and we're back on Gran Turismo 7 again, but this is the last car that I'm going to review in this update, the Honda CR-V Black Edition. Not really excited about this one, because this one has a CVT transmission, and we all know Gran Turismo CVT cars in Gran Turismo are basically kind of useless because you can't really do much to them. So, not super excited about this one. It's around 380p, so around 400p depending on what tires you use on it. Not bad. 181 horsepower, which is better than the Toyota that we got a while back ago. That's also a hybrid and has a CVT. So that has it going for it. But it is quite a bit heavier than that one, though, because it is a bigger SUV. But this one is all-wheel drive, so it has that going for it as well. So, kind of like a give or take type thing. But as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it, and I'll meet you guys out towards the track. Okay, here we are with the Honda CR-V here on the full circuit of Hauppauge. I just love this track. It tests the cornering, and then of course the straightaway always tests the speed, which I don't think speed's going to be that much of a concern considering this thing has a CVT, and of course I already went on about that in the first part of the video. But I went with Sport Medium. That's okay for it, being 180 horsepower and all-wheel drive. And of course, nothing else is upgraded. But as usual, I'm going to go quiet, and I'll tell you my thoughts after the run. Okay, now into my thoughts of CR-V. Definitely a odd hybrid. It feels like I mean, I could be wrong, but it feels like the hybrid power, like the battery power, battery and motor power, is pushing in the rear. Like, I lost control a little bit at the end of the straightaway here because it felt like the back end kept on pushing and the front end was trying to stop. So I think what it is, the engine's powering the front and the battery is powering the rear. Because it felt like the thing just wanted to keep on moving frontward, and I was having a hard time stopping it, so I lost a little control, which you're about to see right there. Because I hit the brakes at the right time, and I should have been able to get around that corner without that happening. So, that's interesting. All around, doesn't handle bad, and what's funny is it's kind of like the Prius. The Prius, if you don't know, the CVT transmission has a starter gear, which means it starts on a gear, but then it leads up into the main CVT part. In other words, it's not putting all the stress on the main part of the transmission. It has a starter gear. And that's what this thing has. It has a starter gear all the way from 0 all the way up to about around 70 some miles per hour, as you just heard there, and then it shifts onto the main part of the CVT. So that's pretty cool. They got that detail down. But all around, it's not bad. It handles very well. It's pretty quick for what it is. I mean, it is a hybrid 180 horsepower weighing 3,700 some pounds. It's about average for what it is. That's all I can really say. There's nothing wow factor or anything about that, or anything like that. It's just one of those vehicles that you probably get around to driving every once in a while, but you won't be constantly driving it unless you're just a fan of the CRV. All around, not a bad car, worth getting if you're into the CRVs or if you're in the hybrids. That's all I really have for today's video, and I'll see you guys later in the next video.